Chapter 2. The Aftermarket. The aftermarket world for cars is huge. It's an industry of millions, and the possibility for any car is almost endless. Yes, endless. Want to drop a different motor in a 240? You got it. Want nitrous? Google it. Want parts from Japan? One click away. It's incredible how easy it is to get parts as long as you have deep pockets, as Sir Brian O'Connor says. In America, unlike many countries, we have the mindset, if the car is from the factory, it isn't good enough. We constantly modify our cars, from wheels to tires to appearance to horsepower, anything and everything. If it can be changed, it probably will be if we have the budget for it and are obsessed with our four-wheeled babies. Take my car for example. It's a simple 2013 Mustang GT. It has various things done to the appearance, it's on low-range springs, and has minor mods. But if I were to tell you what was done to the car, I would probably still say it's near stock. Usually when you use the term, I built my car, it means nearly everything has been touched. Pistons, rods, forced induction, you name it. From crazy superchargers to huge turbos, we will always squeeze the limit of our motors, if we can. Which in turn creates a huge tuning industry in things like dyno days, where the air-fuel ratio, the timing, and everything comes together with your new setup like a symphony. Take this Honda for example. Who would have thought that we squeezed nearly 600 horsepower out of this little thing? Pretty fire. It is such a big habit that when we buy a car, we buy it more for the potential, not the final result it was when it came out of the box. And I quote, "I wonder how much horsepower this motor can handle on stock internals. Somebody one way or another knows, just from the trial and error." However, there is a downside to all of this. And that word is something in the car world that is all too common. And that word is ego. A lot of people build a car just for the ego, just to say they have a faster car than somebody else. As for me, I've developed the mindset of, your car is faster than mine? Good for you. But for many, it's the opposite. And with the mindset of just wanting to go faster and faster, the more money gets flushed down the toilet. Almost every performance platform has their own website dedicated to that one car. It is an insane money maker in the automotive world, and it's here to stay. The horsepower war. Later down the road, it becomes more of who has more money. Look at events like Texas 2K for example. Back in 2008, a group of guys named IMV Films, I'm sure they're still on YouTube so look it up, had a Kenny Bell supercharged Terminator Cobra. The car had somewhere in the ballpark of 600 rear horsepower and ran low 11s. That's a pretty impressive car, but then they brought it to Texas to play around in the street. Back in 2008, if you had 600 horsepower, you were a damn fast car. And you could have a lot of fun. However, fast forward to now, and you need 1,000 horsepower just to keep up. With that kind of horsepower hierarchy in the world of 2,000 horsepower GTRs, it gives perspective on the horsepower war. Look at car companies today, for example, and look how intense this horsepower war is. 10 years ago, we all thought sports cars and performance were going to die out in the name of eco-friendly everything. But with the new technology, we ended up making cars even more crazy than they ever had before. The original Dodge Challenger was in the 200 horsepower range, and that was considered big boy stuff. Now look at the new Hellcat, with better fuel economy that makes over 700 horsepower with a warranty. It pretty much is the best time ever to be a car person if you think about it. But it also takes a certain skill to get used to something that fast. There are plenty of stories of people crashing these kind of cars right off the lot. But hey, I guess hashtag driver mod needed. It's gotten to the point where cars are so fast in the 1/8 mile and 1/4 mile that measurement might be a little obsolete. When you have cars trapping over 200 miles an hour at times, you might as well go to the evolution of that, which is the half-mile event, which has been very successful the past decade. Half-mile shootouts are kind of the best of both worlds. You have all the room you would ever need to probably even top out your car, and you can race all day long as if it was the street. Dig race, roll race, whatever you want. We definitely need more of these events. But what about the owners themselves? Do car people really ever give up on their projects or their cars? Why are you so obsessed with cars? For example, this is my friend Hunter. He's a good friend of mine, and he's just as much into cars as I am.
I think it gives a good level of you know, your own personalization to something. You're always looking to like dress yourself, wear different articles of clothing to help define you, so why not do it with your car too? As a kid, I went around looking into cars' windows and parking lots and looking just to see how fast they could go, like, oh, look at this car can go 120 miles an hour in the speedometer, and thinking that was so cool. And growing up, the Fast and the Furious movies came out, Need for Speed came out, and those kind of like build your love for it, and everything starts snowballing to the point where it becomes a passion. From wanting a go-kart as a kid to wanting this type of car when you get your license, and then kind of growing from there. We've made a lot of repairs to this. It was almost a lemon. I would almost say it was a lemon when I first got it. A few $1,000s in repairs when I got it.
Is it justifiable?
No. it was a bunch of crap, let me tell you. When I bought this, within 3 months I had to do $2,000 in repairs because of the computer going bad on it, because of them trying to figure out that the computer had gone bad and replace everything up to the computer going bad. But, I mean, in the end, it turned out to be not such a bad thing because I basically got a tune-up throughout it all. A bunch of preventative maintenance.
It seems pretty reasonable. But why do so many non-car people question our love for our hobby in comparison to other hobbies and passions?
Being around non-car people, the conversation is definitely a little bit tougher to get started. You're always searching for a conversation rather than when you're with car people having something to talk about and being able to fluidly go into a conversation and have fun with it right away. At work, it's pretty cool because I have a buddy who is talking about how he wants to swap a D series for a B series because he wants to make like 200 horsepower or something around it. So we'll start talking about like, oh yeah, you need to upgrade your cams, or you need to swap this motor in, this one's a little better, make sure you go VTEC versus non-VTEC. And he's like, oh yeah, okay. And then everyone else is just sitting there looking at you like, what are y'all talking about? You guys are crazy. And it's like your own secret language, kind of.
Why do you spend all that money in your car? What's the point? Then why do you do things like fishing? Why do you have so many fishing poles? Why do you have more than one guitar? Why do you like sports so much that you aren't even playing? It just never really made sense to me. Maybe it's just because it's such a high-profile hobby, since if you're a car person, it's almost all that you do and talk about every single day.